Hey, you still have a dog, right? What? Yes. Okay, just checking. It's been a while since they won. You can never be too sure. Let's go! Good. We all feel Stop! Never gets rusty!
What am I doing?
Into my kitchen! Producer Drew, can you fix all this? And when it comes to the Toronto Maple Leafs, you can crumple, yeet! Saw that going differently. With you wherever you are, welcome to LFR. Wow, that is how you respond after you get slapped around by a conference rival in your previous game on the road. Shout out to the Buffalo Sabres for winning. They won it in regulation. Isn't that great? Leafs lose 5-4 to the Buffalo Sabres. The game-winning goal went off a shoulder! Now listen, I had a bunch of Bruins fans talking to me today like, hey, why are you still talking about what happened in the Leafs-Bruins game? It's irrelevant for the Boston Bruins. It's highly irrelevant for the Leafs because they gave their thoughts on the lack of response after Timothy Liljegren got hurt. And then they had a game on home ice. They got a good performance from their goalie. They got a hat trick from their cornerstone. And they lost! And here's the issue. Here's the real issue, okay? We've gotten hung up after that Bruins game on the fact that the Leafs are soft. And they are. They're a bottom 5 soft team in the league. They're unbelievably soft. They're a bunch of pretenders. They are free lunch money at every given opportunity. They're one of the softest teams in the league. But it's not that they're one of the softest teams in the league. It's that they're bad. Yes, they went 3-1-1 on a 5-game road trip. That was pretty good. That was pretty cool. We all like that. Feels like a while ago, though, doesn't it? Remember the Nashville game? You remember that? And they lost. They got the point, but they lost. Aw, nuts. That was the last time someone not in the core 4 scored a goal for this team. Let me repeat that. The Leafs game against the Nashville Predators, October 28th, was the last time someone not in the core 4 scored a goal for this team. It was Mark Giordano, because of course it was Mark Giordano. The Leafs have 35 goals on the season. 26 of them have come from the core 4 of Tavares, Matthews, who has 11 now. He has more goals than the San Jose Sharks, actually. Mitch Marner and William Nylander. And Riley has a pair in there too, and he makes more than Nylander. So if you want the core 5, even though one of them is a defenseman, have all but 7 goals on the season! It's not just that the Leafs are soft, it's that they're bad. They've won plenty of games soft, but they're bad now. If you're gonna be soft, you gotta at least be good. The Sabres played yesterday. Last night against the Philadelphia Flyers, they got kicked up and down the ice. They got dominated. They had injuries, and they come into Toronto second half of a back-to-back with travel. And here's what the Leafs allowed them to do in their own building. This is from Sportlogic, okay? Goals, as we know, were 6-4. Expected goals, 4.93 to 2.56. So basically 5 to 2.5. Puck in ozone time. Sabres beat them by nearly 3 minutes. Shots, 41 to 29 for the Sabres. After the Sabres took the lead, they had the puck the vast majority of the time. Slot shots on net, 20 to 15. High danger scoring chances, 23 to 14 for the Sabres. Scoring chances off the rush, Sabres beat them, 8-4. Turnover scoring chances, 13 to 7. Sabres beat them. And this one, after the discussion from yesterday, the day before, players have their own meeting. They're soft. They don't stick up for each other. Puck battle win percentage, 72.7% in favor of the Sabres? And dude, even strength is a murder scene. Goals, 4-3 for Buffalo. Expected goals, 3.13 to 1.31. How do you reverse it? How do you get it that perfect? Sabres beat them puck in ozone time by 3.5 minutes. Ozone possession time, they beat them by 20 seconds. Slot shots on net, 15 to 6. High danger scoring chances, 13 to 7. Scoring chances off the cycle, 6 to 2. Scoring chances off the rush, 8 to 3. Turnover scoring chances, 11 to 5. The Sabres beat the Leafs by 1 goal, but they killed them. Do you understand? They only lost by 1 goal. Marner had a breakaway goal, right? And then Matthews scored a hat trick. Oh, they lost in the shootout to Boston. They were down 2-0, cheated for offense, the Stars scored, and then they got outplayed again. If the puck isn't going in off the stick of one of the core guys, they're not winning. The one strength that the last guy had, Kyle Dubas, he was generally able to surround this core with competent guys. And Brad Treliving is watching, you can tell, every time the camera goes to him, you can tell he hates what he's seeing. Good! Good! All the guys you signed this offseason suck. Almost all of. Someone on Twitter earnestly asked, is Noah Gregor the best one? Honestly, to me, it's a tie between like Gregor and maybe Lagesson, who didn't even start the season with the team. Bertuzzi? They gotta sit him. Like, he was engaged in this game. He was dialed. He was trying. I had no idea he was this slow. No idea. Max Domi, 2-pad stack. Right? 2-pad stack. Where's the goal? Where's the assist? Where's anything? John Klingberg. Oof. Madone. Wow. What happened, man? Where'd you go? The Stars, I swear, Jeff Merrick talked about it on 32 Thoughts every 5 minutes. Klingberg was looking for like 8x8 with Dallas, and it wasn't crazy that he wanted it. What? Then you take the 1 year with Anaheim? You're down to 4 point whatever it is with the Leafs, and it's too much? It's too much? Sheldon Keefe, after the game, here's the quote. He was talking about how this is the most exhausted group of D-men you've ever seen. The Leafs look slow. They look like they have poor conditioning. But, I mean, part of this is that, you got Lagesson in there, who he actually gave a lot of assignments to. But Max Lajoie got called up because of the Liljegren injury. He wasn't good. Keefe didn't trust him after he was on the ice for a goal against that shouldn't have gone in, with David Kampf there being a decoration as well. And there's another offseason signing, Brad. There's another one. It's honest to goodness a tie between Lagesson, who didn't even make the team at a camp, and Noah Gregor. Reeves? He did actually have a scoring chance, and I saw people talking about how the Leafs are down 0-7 with him on the ice. The one he was on the ice for, like, I swear to God, he's been on the ice for 7 goals, and I think 1 was his fault. But it's starting to add up. Like, I'm going to emphasize the quote because it's actually worse. Sheldon Keefe, going into the third period, was the most exhausted core of defensemen I've ever seen in my time in this league. Once again, the Sabres were the one on the second half of a back-to-back. You guys are about to fly to Europe! What's going on? What is going on? Oh my God. They're gonna screw around and get Sheldon fired. This guy's gonna get fired. I'm gonna be in Sweden. Like, do you understand? If this continues for like another week, right? They're going to Sweden. They lose those 2 games. Like, I might be there on the ground for when they fire someone. I'm serious. You thought Gerard Gallant had a long cab ride. What's the cab like from Sweden? Sheldon Keefe says he's quite concerned about the Leafs' lack of scoring in the bottom 6. He's right. He's absolutely right. Oh, wait, there's more? Sheldon Keefe says he's quite concerned about the Leafs' lack of scoring in the bottom 6. Mentions Nyes, Kampf, and Domi as guys he'd like to see more from. You put them all on the same stupid line, Sheldon! I've been saying for over a week it doesn't work! Putting Nyes and Domi on the wings of David Kampf is like 2 good friends trying to have a conversation around a stranger in a bar. Kampf? Swap him and Holmberg and be done with it! You don't feel comfortable with Holmberg? Call up someone else! I'm taking crazy pills! For as bad as Reeves has been, like, when was the last time he connected on a clean check? For as bad as he's been, Kampf is 10 games in to a 4-year extension, paying him $2.4 million a season. And Bertuzzi, I keep saying he's $5 million Jimmy Vesey. I was wrong. He makes 5.5. This might honestly be the best the core 4 has ever played. Like, maybe not all of them, maybe not every game. Marner had the one stupid shorthanded cough up. Like, that's a dagger. That's a backbreaker, man. You have such a great 5-on-3 penalty kill, and that goes in. It's Tage Thompson. My fantasy pool thanks you. No one in this fan base. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? But now the core has to do everything. But of course the core has to do everything. They make all the bloody money, and it's a triple hard cap league. I go back to the previous guy, Kyle Dubas, finally alluded to the idea of moving on from the core four forwards. And he got fired immediately. Like, do you understand? The core is playing out of their mind bananas good. 28 goals through, what was it, 10 games? The core, just the core four forwards are averaging over 2.5 goals a game? It's on the core. It's on the idea of the core. They cannot earnestly play much better than this. And they're still losing games to teams that they super shouldn't lose games to. Why? Because it doesn't work. Joseph Woll allowed 5 goals tonight. He actually, another one from the Sportlogic thing, was dead even in expected goals against, basically. The amount of goals that he allowed was the amount of goals that Sportlogic's model expected him to allow. Devin Levi was nearly a -2. They had a hat trick from their star. They had a goal from another one of their stars. And they had the better goalie against a team on the second half of a back-to-back, and they had home ice advantage. That's a win every time. And they lost. We're getting too caught up in the conversation of them being soft. We know they're soft. They lied to us about not being soft anymore, and that's frustrating. But we know they're soft. They're soft until further notice. What we didn't know is that they're bad. Well, Steve, they're down a few defensemen. So was Boston! So we're 11 games into the season now. I was wrong. I said 10. We're 11 games into the season. Last year around this time, they blew it against the Ducks, and I said it was over. I said it was over for this group. And then what happened? They went 11-1-3 in November. They did amazing. They played 15 games in November. They won 11 of them. Got points in all but one game. Every game but one. And people went, oh, it's over, eh? Then they make it to the playoffs. They win a round. 5 wins. You need 16 to win the cup. I wasn't wrong. The last guy couldn't do it. And the new guy's trying to do what the last guy tried to do, and he's doing it worse. They've all got no moves except for Willie, who is at minimum the second best one. Brad, you're in a pickle, bud. You're in a pickle. This team sucks. And a big part of it is almost every decision you made this offseason was a bad idea. Almost all of them. You got some guys in the minors. You want to give them a shot? You want to tell your coach to stop putting a friggin' marionette as your third line center? The hell is that? Nazem Kadri had that job. Yo, they didn't win. Do you understand? They had Matthews, Tavares, Kadri, and they didn't win a series. That was a 1-2-3. What about Nylander? They were there the whole time. I think we're in for an explosive fall, folks. I think it's going to be a big November for this team. Because win or lose, they pick up their socks or not, this team ain't good enough and needs a bunch of changes to get good enough. I have faith that there's going to be changes. And I'm just skeptical they'll be the right ones. We'll see. That is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you liked this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. Link in the comment box or description. I'm raising money for Easter Seals. Could win tickets to the Leafs game against the Rangers on March 2nd. If you make any donation, I imagine you'll be watching a very, very different roster.